Hiya. This is the first blog I've ever done, so you'll have to excuse it. It's going to be pretty unpolished, pretty ragged around the edges, and yeah, not particularly articulate or eloquent, probably. But I'm hoping that, well, the purpose of me doing this is just to try and get a message out there to anyone else who's got OCD, to anyone who's suffering at the moment, has suffered, feels like they're starting to suffer, or even knows anybody who's suffering with this condition. My aim is just to speak to you, and hopefully, if you've got any queries, any questions, or anything that you might want to ask, me about the condition, just so you can have another input, another insight into how this thing affects us, then by all means get in touch, and I'll try and do it. I've had the condition for quite a few years now. I've had every conceivable therapy you could think of. I feel like I'm in a reasonable place now as a result, so it's not like they haven't worked. Obviously some were more effective than others. I could maybe tell you which ones I found helpful, why, and maybe give you a bit of advice, point you in the right direction maybe. Like I say, I'm no great sage. I'm not hugely erudite on the subject, but I have had the condition a long time. I have had a lot of therapy, and I've had varying results from each one. And I think, I think from my own point of view, there'd be a support, there'd be an empathy, and maybe even a reassurance from listening to somebody else's perspective. I know there's a lot of websites and a huge amount of literature out on OCD at the moment, but I think getting someone else's first-hand, like I say, unpolished view on it and experience of it, is potentially helpful, potentially constructive, and if nothing else, reminds you that you're not the only one. There are loads of people, in terms of sheer numbers out there, and more as we speak, due to various social factors and what have you, who suffer with this condition, and nothing to be ashamed of. And just find out what you can, maybe get another perspective on it. So essentially that is my goal, my intention of doing this. If it helps anyone, great. If not, then maybe you'll find some interest in it. And if, like I say, any queries, anything you want to know, let's get in touch, and I'll try my best to get back to you, or give you some feedback on it. So that's it. Welcome to OCD Detox. Cheers.